Hi guys, Desiree here. Welcome back to my channel. I promise we're gonna get the intro down. I'm still new to this, so work with me. And I'm sorry the girls are out. I'm gonna try to conceal them, but you know, sometimes they have a mind of their own. But anyways, guys, I just want to thank you for all the views I got on my last video. Um, Speaking of, YouTube is playing with me. I'm gonna turn my music down. I feel like it's kind of loud. But YouTube is already playing with me. When I last checked my video, I checked it on Saturday, and it was at 330 views. And then when I checked it like Saturday night or Saturday evening, it was at 270. So YouTube is already cutting my views. I have no idea why. It doesn't make sense to me because I'm not somebody you're paying. So why are you cutting my views? I don't understand. But I'm not gonna let that stop me. I'm here. I'm gonna continue to be here. You're gonna see my face, okay? I'm going to be here. I know one thing about being successful on YouTube is being consistent. So you guys will hopefully see a video from me every Monday if I can do that. You know, also, I was at Walmart earlier this week and I was getting waters and my phone was in my purse. So when I bent down to get my waters, my phone fell out. So the very top part of my phone, you know, where the camera is cracked. And I about had a mini heart attack because I was like, oh no, what if my camera is cracked? Well, thank the Lord it's not. My camera is fine, obviously. I'm filming this video. But I say all that to say that sometimes when the enemy knows that you found your passion or you found your calling in life, he will do anything to come in and keep you from that and block you from that and distract you from that. And you just got to keep pushing forward and not allow his ways to keep you from your passions and your calling in life. So I just wanted to say that. But I don't want to keep rambling. I don't want to keep rambling. I'm going to get straight into this video because I have a lot to cover and I really don't want this video to be very long. So we're going to do our little dance, okay? Do it with me, okay? So we're going to get into it. We going to get into it. Hey, we going to get into it. Okay, so as you read by the title, this is a What Happened To video, and this is a series I want to start on my channel, so please look forward to videos like this. But like I said, we're going to get into it. This is a What Happened To. We're going to cover 3 cases today, and I'm not going to go into long detail about each case because like I said, I don't want this video to be very long. So we're going to talk about Timothy Cunningham, Sheila Abdus Salaam, and I'm sorry if I butchered her name, and we're gonna cover Amber Evans. So before we get into the video, I just want to say if any family members of these people are watching, my condolences to you. I'm not filming this video for anything other than to bring awareness to these people and what happened to them. That's the only reason why I'm filming this, and I hope that my video doesn't bring up any unwarranted feelings or emotions. I just want to bring light to these people and their cases. So we're gonna get into Timothy. His name is Timothy Cunningham. He was, I want to say, 35 years old when he died. A little bit about Timothy. He was a scientist at the CDC, which stands for Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta. He was in Atlanta's 40 Under 40 in October, and a little bit of what he did. He worked on numerous public health emergencies such as Ebola, Zika, and Superstorm Sandy. And actually, in July of 2017, he was promoted commander within his job. So he had gotten a promotion the year prior to his death. So a little bit about what he did. He was actually, before he died, he was actually going around and warning people about flu shots and flu vaccines. And a lot of people that have been dying around that time, a lot of what they had in common is that they all had the flu shot. So he was going around warning people of the flu shot and just how lethal it is to our bodies. And actually in a lot of the articles and stuff that I read about his death, his family member was saying that, you know, he was very paranoid and he just wasn't being his normal self. So before he died, he actually was on a 2-week sick leave at his job, but he was last seen February 12th, and he actually left his work early because he wasn't feeling well. And what I'm sorry, I can't speak. What struck me as weird is that there's no footage of him leaving his job. A place like that, you know there has to be cameras everywhere. So where's the footage of him leaving? But anyways, like I said, he was last seen February 12th. You know, obviously his family put in a missing person report for him. And when they searched his house, they found everything there. His keys, his wallet, his dog, everything was there. And his car was there, everything. And so he was missing for about 2 months before they got any leads or, you know, anything on him. He was missing for 2 months, and he was found April 5th. He was found floating on his back in the Chattahoochee River, which I probably butchered that, and I'm sorry. But he was found floating on his back, which I thought was something that needed to be said because I just feel like that was weird in itself. He was found on his back and not face down. And so his death was ruled a suicide with no foul play, which I think him being found in the river was foul in itself. And so they ruled it, I wrote it down to be exact on what it says, and I don't want to mess that up. They ruled it drowning with the intention of suicide. So that just raised some red flags to me. If his car and his keys and everything that he owned was in his house, how did he get to the river? And, you know, in a lot of the articles I read, they all painted out that he was suicidal because he didn't get the promotion in his job that he wanted, which was false because he actually did get a promotion a year prior. And promotions don't come around in jobs. You don't just get promoted every week. It's not something that comes around a lot. So they lied about that. He actually did get his promotion. Another thing that they painted in the media is a reason why he might have committed suicide is that he struggled with his sexuality, which I can only imagine is a tough thing to go through, especially as a black man. It's just not widely accepted to be gay. But his family doesn't accept that he was suicidal. His family believes, you know, he wouldn't have done that. He had a lot in his life to live for. And so that is what I wanted to say about Timothy, and we're going to quickly move on to the next person. Also, I thought it was important to also add, in a lot of the articles that I read, it said that Timothy just vanished and disappeared in plain sight, just disappeared in the air. And I don't think that you can disappear. You can't just disappear. You can't vanish without anybody knowing. We have cameras and people watching us through and listening to us through our phones. That's why you could be talking about something one day and see the ad for it the next day on Facebook or Instagram. Like, we're being watched. So I don't think that it's possible for anyone to just up and vanish and disappear, even if you wanted to. And so that's a load of BS. So we're going to move right along into the next person, who is Sheila Abdus Salaam. I'm sorry if I'm butchering her name. So Sheila, a little bit about her. She was the very first black woman to serve on the New York State Appeals Court, which is New York's highest court. She was 65 years old when she died. And so a little bit about her. Sheila was actually fighting against racial injustice and the corruption within our system. And she actually became a threat when she was appointed, you know, when she served and became a member of the New York State Appeals. That's when she became a threat, because she was actually placed in a position of power where she could actually make changes. And, you know, obviously they couldn't have that. They couldn't have somebody in a place of power to make changes against everything that they have set up. She was fighting against the norm. Honestly, sadly to say, it's normal nowadays for cops to be out here killing black folks, and it's normal out here for judges to be out here giving black folks sentences for the rest of their lives. But a white person can go do the same crime, or even a crime way more severe, and they get a pat on their back and a probation sentence for a year. So she was fighting against that. So obviously she was a threat to them, and somebody that needed to be gone, wiped away. So Sheila, I don't believe, was missing for very long. I'm sorry, gonna get comfortable here. Sheila, I don't believe, was missing for very long. Whereas Timothy, he was missing for like 2 months. But I don't believe Sheila was missing for very long before they found her body. So they found Sheila's body in the Hudson River. And they ruled her death also drowning with the intent of suicide. And they also said that there were no signs of foul play. As if being found in a river is not foul in itself. Now, I will say there was surveillance of her walking that area, and that was when she was last seen. There was nothing else of how she ended up in the river or anything. There's no footage of that. And also in articles it said that she just vanished. But like I said, you can't just vanish. And also when I was doing research on her, there were other deaths of black judges that happened within the same time frame, 3 in total, which I think is crazy. Now, you might be a person that believes in chance. I do not. I don't believe in chance. I believe things happen for a reason. So like I said, there was 3 black judges that all died within the same time. The first one is Judge Raymond Miles. He died April 10th of 2017, just 2 days before Sheila's body was found. He was shot outside of his house and he died from that. And then Sheila, the second one, her body was found on April 12th. And then Judge, and I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher his name, Judge Barrington Wiesent, he was found on the beach on May 24th. So 3 black judges that all died within the same year, within the same time frame. And like I said, I don't believe in chance. I don't think that, oh, that just happened. Like, there's a reason why all 3 of those people died. And so that's all on Sheila that I was going to cover. But like I was going to say, if you want to do your own research on these cases, feel free, because I don't want this video to be very long, so I'm not going to go like too in depth about them. So the next one that we're going to talk about is Amber Evans. She was 28 years old, and her case hit a little bit more home to me. They all hurt me, obviously, but hers, it just hit me a little bit more. She's very young when she died. She's only 28 years old. But a little bit about her: she was an Ohio activist. She actually just got promoted to executive director of the Juvenile Justice Coalition in Ohio. And a little bit about her: she also kind of did the same thing that Sheila was doing. She was fighting against racial injustice. And she was a voice for the youth in her community. She really, really cared about fighting for the youth in their community. She wanted to be a voice. Often, sometimes she would do community parties and community meetings and stuff, wanting to give the youth in their community a place and where they could speak about things that were going on, and she often fought for them. If you research a lot of things that she did, she actually was able to put laws in place that helped youth in her community. And so she was last seen January 28th, and it's the same as Timothy. She was missing for 2 months before they found anything on her. So in a lot of the articles that I read about her is that she had a dispute with her boyfriend before she went missing, but a lot of those articles said that they didn't believe that that was the reason why she committed suicide. So she was last seen leaving a convenience store from buying cough medicine and candy. Now, I've never been a suicidal person. I don't know what that looks like. I've been a very depressed person. I've been someone that was so depressed I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to do my hair. I didn't want to do anything. So I can imagine that a suicidal person would not want to get up and do their hair that morning, or go to work, or go to a meeting, or go to a convenience store to buy cough medicine and candy. And that's what Amber's last days looked like. She was going to work, she was going to her meetings, she went to get cough medicine to get better, and bought candy. So if I knew in my head I was going to commit suicide that day, I wouldn't have done any of those things. Damn sure, why waste my money buying some damn cough medicine to get better if I in my head knew I was going to die? And so Amber was found in March. She was found also in a river, in the Sacado River to be exact. I probably butchered that and I apologize. But her death was also ruled drowning with the intention of suicide and no signs of foul play, which her mom was actually in an interview. Sorry, my leg just like went to sleep. Her mom was in an interview, and her mom said some of the things that they said they found, and some of the things in the case that they said were sketchy because it was just false. So one thing that they said is that they found a whole bunch of pills in or around her car, and that they found wine. Well, her mom said that she actually went and got the car the night that her daughter went missing, and there were no pills or anything to be found. She also said that her daughter does not drink wine, so that was very false. And so I just feel like what all these people have in common is that they were all fighting against the norm. They were all fighting against things that are set up in place for a reason. And obviously, I mean, we can tell in history what the government does to people that try to wake up and to try to bring peace in the world. They don't want people like that around. And so I believe that they were murdered. I don't believe that they were suicidal, and I don't believe, obviously, that they killed themselves. Obviously, like I was saying, Timothy was out here trying to warn people about flu shots and flu vaccines and how they're actually lethal to our body. Now, that being said, I do not want to go into debate about flu shots and vaccines and this and that, because I know some people, that's a touchy subject. I just feel like, you know, he didn't deserve to die for that, obviously. And Sheila and Amber, they were both people that were fighting against racial injustice, the norm. Because like I said, it's sad to say, but that is normal now. And I feel like it shouldn't be something that people turn a blind eye to or sweep under the rug. This is stuff that I feel like needs to be said and needs to be talked about. Now, I will say, like, I feel like, you know, the government is not something that you can take down. There's obviously people in place, people in power that can make things disappear and make things happen because they have money or just the power to do so. And we're just everyday, regular, smuggler people. What can we do? However, I will say that we can bring awareness to things, and we can talk about things and constantly, you know, have a conversation and try to do something about it. And that's just me. And I was telling my sister the other day, like, I'm so glad that Jesus didn't have that same views as, why even die for these people? Because they're going to try to mock me every chance that they get. Why try to die on the cross and save these people when they're going to be at lines at Popeyes getting in fights over chicken sandwiches? Why try to die and save these people when they're not even going to be, I'm not even going to be the focus of their life. They're not going to serve me. They're too busy worrying about who has the nicest and fastest car and the nicest house and being all blinged out. So why even try to die for these people? But yet he did anyways. He still died for us and still loves us even when we give him millions of reasons not to. So that's the point of me starting the series and bringing these cases like this to light, is because I feel like it's a conversation that people need to be having, and people need to be aware of stuff like this. With Amber's case, I feel like it didn't get a lot of coverage because Nipsey died around the same time that she did, and so obviously everybody was talking about his death. So it kind of overshadowed what happened with her and how she was murdered. So, I mean, that's what I wanted to bring to light with these cases. Like I said, I didn't want to put too much in, like, go too in depth with them, because I did not want this video to be super long. But I hope, if anything, this video inspires you guys to start questioning stuff that they paint in the media, and just not believe everything that somebody tells you. Do in your own research and come to terms with what you believe in. I'm sorry, something popped up on my phone. But to just do your own research in what you believe. And yeah, so this is the end of this video. I hope that it made sense. I hope that it inspires you to just, you know, like I said, do your own research on things, speak about things. You know, we all have opinions, and I want to know you guys' opinion about what I covered, what you think. If you heard about the cases before, I want to know all of that, so feel free to drop your opinions in the comments. I'm actually looking forward to seeing some of those if you want to do that. And thank you for staying tuned this whole time. I hope what I said made sense. I hope I wasn't, you know, didn't cause any confusion or anything, because that was not the case. And I hope, like I said, you know, if her family or any of these people's family happen upon this video, my condolences to you. Like I said, I just wanted to bring light to these cases and to these people. And yeah, so that's it. You guys will be seeing videos from me every Monday if I can make that happen, because like I said, it's all about being consistent. You know, next time I won't be looking so rough, okay? My hair will be done. I mean, a bitch is cute, natural. But anyway, my hair will be done. And next week's video is going to be hilarious. So stay tuned. And thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good day.